When GameSir launched the T4K, to my surprise, it received many good reviews. Loaded with useful features such as Hall Effect joysticks, dual trigger mode buttons, and programmable buttons, it also had a super sexy price tag of only $42. But there was one downside: it's not wireless. Now, with the introduction of the GameSir T4 Cyclone Pro, which is sort of like an upgraded wireless version of the T4K, how much better, or is it even worth consider paying an additional $8 if you're currently looking for a budget multi-platform wireless controller? Hi, what's up everybody? I'm Edward. In today's video, I'll be sharing my experience and going over the features of the Pro version of GameSir's T4 Cyclone wireless controller that was sent to me for review. And as with all my reviews, all feedbacks and opinions shared today are my own and are not paid promotions, even if the review sample was provided to me free of charge. So hit that subscribe button if you're new to this channel to stay updated when I upload new videos, and let's see if the T4 Cyclone Pro is good enough to take my #1 spot of favorite third-party controller from Ghoulie Kid's King Kong Pro 2 controller. Taking the cardboard packaging out of the box, you'll be greeted with a pull to unbox strip that you can pull to easily open up everything. But as I like my things looking shiny and new, I'm not going to do that. Taking everything out of the box, you will have the T4 Cyclone Pro controller itself, a shorter than expected USB A to C cable that measures at 1 meter long, and a 2.4 GHz USB A dongle, and the usual GameSir manual and sticker. If you're more into white controllers, then you will have to get the standard version, which is only available in white and will not come with a dongle. It will, however, also work with a dongle, which you can purchase separately in the near future. But I'll get into the differences later as I go through the features. Taking the wireless controller out of the plastic bag, the first thing that I noticed was that the whole controller felt a bit too plasticky for my taste. But given the price point, it is understandable, as using different material or a combination of multiple materials, GameSir would probably not be able to keep the price so sweet. Upon taking a closer look, there are tiny spotted textures on the surface of the plastic, around the sides and the rear areas, which will be in contact with your hands. This does help with grip for gamers with sweaty hands like myself, but I do find myself still preferring something like the rubbery light coating on the King Kong 2 Pro controller. As for the shape of the T4 Cyclone Pro, it is near identical to the Xbox Series controller, which is a shape that I find that many third-party controllers are now, let me use the word, adopting. And the sticks, ABXY, and shoulder buttons are all placed identically as the Xbox Series controller, with the only difference being the position of the start, select, and share buttons, which are all still easy to reach, by the way, and the additional 2 programmable buttons at the back, and this slot up here for using with your phone holders. The weight of the T4 Cyclone Pro wireless controller is also slightly lighter at 219 grams compared to the Xbox Series controller that's loaded with batteries, and it's about the same weight as the King Kong Pro 2 controller, making it easier to hold for younger gamers. Moving on to what I think is the highlight feature of the GameSir T4 Cyclone Pro wireless controller, it would definitely be these Hall sensing analog sticks and trigger buttons, which is becoming more and more popular in budget controllers. With Hall Effect sticks, you no longer need to worry about your controller starting to drift suddenly out of the blue, as they will last a lot longer than traditional potentiometer analog sticks. I mean, if you've never encountered stick drift before, it's a really annoying thing to endure, so this is definitely a plus. As for the trigger buttons, they also use the Hall sensing technology. This allows you to fine-tune the sensitivity under normal mode and set the actuation distance when switching to GameSir's hair trigger mode. Though there's no trigger lock here like on the FlyDigi Raider 3, but for the asking price of $50 or $45 if you use the coupon code in the description, I find it acceptable. Plus, there's a turbo mode if you need to do speedy presses. There's also a couple more options that you can fine-tune and customize the controller over Bluetooth via GameSir's mobile app on your phone. And once done, the settings are saved on the controller, which I think is neat, so you don't have to tune it every time you turn on the controller. And talking about the ABXY layout, if you pick the Pro version, it will come with the Xbox style layout, while the normal T4 Cyclone will come with Nintendo's layout. I mean, you can still change the layout of both versions via the app, but if that's something that matters for you, just get the one with the layout that you prefer more. And if it just happens to be the non-Pro one, just get the dongle separately if you want a low latency connection, as you won't be missing out on much. Because aside from the button layouts, there are only 2 other features that are exclusive to the Pro version. The first is the vibrating trigger feature that supposedly works similar to Xbox's impulse triggers, But unlike Xbox Series controller, this feature works only when connected over Bluetooth. I personally find that the vibration feedback from supported games is not as immersive as it is on the Xbox controller. And if we are to compare haptics, the PS5's DualSense controller is leagues better here. But again, $70 versus $50. The second feature that is exclusive to the Pro is one that I personally don't like. It's these tactile yet cushy ABXY buttons. Using custom tile switches, these buttons have a rated lifespan of 5 million presses with a good 0.6mm actuation point, which on paper is quite nice and actually feels good to press. But personally, I find that they feel weird and I don't quite like it. I mean, it's not a bad feeling, but who knows, you just might like it. But overall, during the short 3 weeks I've been playing around with this controller, it's been a good experience so far. There were no random disconnects, and the 860 mAh battery was able to last a good 16 hours on a single charge. But what I liked most about the T4 Cyclone Pro is the Hall Effect Analogue Sticks developed by GameSir themselves are slightly more precise and accurate to use, which is probably thanks to the customizability via the GameSir app compared to the Xbox Series and GoolieKid's King Kong Pro 2 controller that don't. And when you add the ability to be able to use this controller across multiple platforms via various input modes, the T4 Cyclone Pro is a great contender for my #1 favorite third-party controller spot, which is currently held by GoolieKid's King Kong 2 Pro controller. But despite putting up a good challenge, due to my personal dispreference for clicky mechanical switches and controllers, and feeling a bit too plasticky, I still find myself liking the King Kong 2 Pro controller slightly more even though it costs $20 more. But if price was the main deciding factor, then the T4 Cyclone Pro definitely wins the value for your money crown. Alright, hope you guys find today's video helpful and thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button as it will help this channel a lot more than you know it, and I'll see you again in the next video. Ciao!